What's up guys, Skardog here, back for another video. Today I'm going to be doing a video I've procrastinated on for a couple of weeks, and after watching a video from Talk Movies With Us, and I seen where they did their top 10 movies of the year, I'm like, well, I know it's January 12th of 2018, but I'm like, you know what, I better do mine. Now, I'm not going to be doing my top video games of the year because I feel like I haven't really played as many video games from this particular year. But I watched a crap ton of movies this year, and I figured, why not? It's better late than never, right? So let's go ahead and do my top 10. So, my top 10 is Triple X, Return of Xander Cage with Vin Diesel. Now, this movie was not very long. It had like just non-stop action scenes throughout the entire movie, and I love movies like that. And the acting was phenomenal. The action scenes were sick, and this is a film I definitely recommend to you guys, especially if you have a 4K television and player. Now, my number 9, this was a film I watched the trailer of, and one of my friends went to go see, and it reminded me a lot of GTA, which is one of my favorite video game series of all time, and that is Baby Driver. The acting in this was phenomenal. Kevin Spacey was a phenomenal leader. Enzo Agort was phenomenal as Baby, and just Baby's origin story, you know, you kind of felt sorry for him, and what he had to do just, you know, to keep the rent up at his apartment. And it was just a phenomenal movie. The action scenes were awesome. So were the heist. And it gave me that GTA vibe. And this is a movie I will be definitely watching again soon. It is a great movie, and I highly recommend it to you guys. It sucks. I kind of wanted the Steelbook for it, but Best Buy sold out. So it is what it is. Now, this next one might come as a surprise. It wasn't released in theaters, but I loved it nonetheless. The Steelbook is just awesome. One of my favorite Steelbooks in my collection. And this was a phenomenal tribute to Adam West. And you guys probably know by what I just said and gave it away. And that is Batman vs. Two-Face. I've never watched the original show. I have it on Blu-ray, as you've seen from my Blu-ray collection video, and this movie was just awesome. I mean, it was funny. I really liked the onomatopoeias throughout the movie, the bam, the pow, and especially the end where they said, "Rest easy, bright night." The tribute to Adam West was just awesome. So, there's my number 8. Now, number 7, of course, I had to throw a Disney movie in here because I'm a huge Disney nerd, especially when it comes to Pixar, and that is Cars 3. Now, I feel this was a great end to the Cars trilogy. If this was the end, it was a great passing of the torch from Lightning McQueen onto Cruise, and I just love this movie. Now, my number, had to think which movie I was on. So, my number 7, now I never watched any of the shows in the 90s I've heard a lot throughout these when I was a kid. Of course, I had the toys growing up, and I watched this, and I just thought Jack was phenomenal in this movie. All their origin stories were great. Of course, I'm talking about the Red Rangers, so that gives it away. That being Power Rangers, the end of the movie where they all just morphed into that one big Power Ranger was just excellent. This is one of my favorite movies of this year, and I highly recommend it to you guys. And so, yeah, check it out if you haven't. It looks great in 4K. Now, so I believe we're on 5 now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing track of count here. But as you see, I'm holding it up right now. The Lego Batman movie. Now, I liked the original Lego movie, and I didn't know what to expect. I never played with Legos growing up as a child. But, of course, any movie with Batman in it, I check out. You see my hat right here. I have a ton of Batman clothes, hats. I got a t-shirt. I love Batman. And Will Arnett was great as Batman in this. This was really funny, and this is a great time passer. If you want to watch something before you go to bed at night, or some background noise while you're doing homework or something, this is a great, great movie. I highly recommend it. Now, number 4, of course, I unboxed this Steelbook on the channel, and I went and saw it in theaters with my friends at Inclusions. Now, I loved the Tobey Maguire trilogy. I thought Tobey Maguire was a great, great Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was okay. But, Tom Holland just took the cake. And he just played perhaps the best Spider-Man, and I loved it that Sony and Disney and Marvel brought Spider-Man back to the Avengers. Of course, you know what it is, Spider-Man Homecoming. And of course, Michael Keaton played a great villain, and of course, the girl that Peter Parker was interested in, I kind of went blank on her name. If you know her name, leave a comment down below. But, this was just an absolutely fantastic film, and I just love it. Now, my number 3, this one I went and watched in theaters with my family, and I also watched it the other night with my mom and dad. This is a great sequel to the first one. Of course, Ego was a great villain, and it was a great, great story. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Just an excellent sequel to the first one. I can't wait for Volume 3, and I can't wait for the Guardians of the Galaxy to join the Avengers in Avengers Infinity War. So that is just a great, great Marvel movie. I highly recommend it to you guys, especially in 4K. I'll credit I've never watched it in 4K yet, but if it was anything like what I've seen at the movie theaters, great, great picture quality as well. And this number 2, of course, with Batman v Superman, we all know how that turned out. That was not a great film at all. Suicide Squad, this might come as a surprise to you guys. I actually really enjoyed that movie. And I feel that the DC Entertainment Universe really redeemed themselves with this film. That being Wonder Woman. Now, Gal Gadot, or however you say her name, I don't know, was great as Wonder Woman. Of course, the guy she was interested in, that World War II pilot. I can't remember the actor's name. Of course, Ares. He was a great villain. This was just an all-around great movie. Of course, I loved watching it in 4K because, when her sword flew around and she was doing her roundhouse kicks, it just looked phenomenal. This is an excellent movie. And if you haven't seen it, what are you guys doing? I mean, come on. Give it a shot. Now, before I reveal my number one, I got a couple honorable mentions. My first one being Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I mean, I've never seen all of the Star Wars films. I've seen most of them. I have all of them on Blu-ray. I just never have the time to watch all of them. It was a great movie. My brother and I went and saw it, and it was just absolutely amazing. I mean, of course, with Kylo Ren and Rey and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, it was just great. Great movie. Of course, with Laura Dean as, taking over for General Leia. I mean, that was just excellent film. Now, my other honorable mention is Thor Ragnarok. I never really expected a comedy out of a Avenger movie, but it was great. It's more along the lines reference to the Planet Hulk cartoon, and it was just great, of course, with Thor and Hulk just battling it out in the arena, and I mean, it was just an excellent film. It was hilarious, and if you haven't checked it out yet, I don't think it's in theaters anymore, so, I mean, I think y'all are just going to have to wait till it comes to digital HD or Blu-ray to check it out. But it is a great movie, and I highly, highly recommend it. Now, my number one, this might come as a surprise to some of you. It got mixed reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but I loved it. I mean, me and my friends at Inclusions went and seen it, and it was just great action movie. I mean, now some of the scenes I wish they didn't cut out, but nonetheless, in my opinion, it was a great movie, and that is Justice League. I mean, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, the way they brought Henry Cavill back was just excellent. I mean, I didn't expect how they brought Superman back. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but you guys are just going to have to check it out. I mean, it was just great. And the way they fought Sniper Wolf, or Steppenwolf, my bad, wrong name, but he was a great villain, and of course the family that was in that Middle Eastern country, I mean, and how they tried to escape, and I mean, it was a great, great movie. Of course, Ezra Miller was phenomenal as the Flash. Of course, I loved Cyborg as well. And, yeah, guys, so those are my top 10 movies of the year, 2017. I hope you enjoyed. As always, rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Also, I did post my first speech for my speech course on this channel. So if any of you guys want to really get to know about me, there's a video to check out right there. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And as always, guys, rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.